everybody, my name is Sky, and I would like to address trolls and troll culture. In particular, looking at all these articles about trolls drove so-and-so to do this. I think it's misleading to assume that trolls are part of groups. Trolls are trolls. People who want to express negativity, evil, just put on display the worst of mankind, of humanity, those are trolls. Those are people who, they don't care about whatever. They just want, they want their own personal selfish joy of, creating chaos, creating disharmony, discontent, anger. They like the idea of making somebody having to do something in response to what they did. I can see it as an offshoot of being a bully culture, and it's sort of given power and credence or ability because of the nature of online anonymity and the ability to reach out and just have impact anywhere, everywhere. So in terms of Star Wars, in terms of Ghostbusters and other pop culture and media, there are the fans and there are the people who sort of jump in or sneak in with the fans and sow discontent. They create the chaos. They are the vitriolic trolls who will denounce and cause problems. You see this with political parties as well. Okay, so I'm going to make the leap that you see trolls with conservative and liberals, but you see more trolls with conservatives than you do with liberals. Part of that is the extremism of political thought. So you have these individuals who, because of whatever, like there's more Republican-minded, conservative-minded people who have the ability and luxury to troll than there are Democrat, liberal people who, and I think it's numbers. Like there's smaller numbers of liberal trolls than there are conservative trolls, and trolls are vocal. Trolls are the ones that are heard. They're the squeaky wheels who say, hey, what about me? What about me? And C-SPAN is your prime example of where can you see trolls exhibit themselves. And in terms of political trolls and conservative trolls, C-SPAN. Go on to C-SPAN polls. So who is interacting, responding to C-SPAN? Elderly individuals, people with sort of luxury ability to, just watch C-SPAN or interact with C-SPAN. C-SPAN holds their interests, and because C-SPAN is entering the modern age, hey, interact with us, tell us what you think. So, so who goes on there and interacts? And when you look at different polls, you see the skew in terms of conservative, in terms of elderly, in terms of Republican, and this and that. So, all right, back to Star Wars. There's going to be fans. People are going to go to the movies. People are going to buy the products. There is a review process, which, if you're not careful, can sort of feed into the troll culture. And that's where this sort of issue of we need to control who and what can see the product, what they can say about it. So that's where money gets tied into. So yeah, unfortunately, trolls are affecting money. How money is spent, what people are doing with the resources available to them. But for a lot of people, they have to learn, and they also realize I'll ignore the trolls. So comedians, they learn to ignore the trolls because comedians, they are going to say offensive things. They are going to say things which will stir up emotional reactions, because comedy is pain plus time, and for some people not enough time has passed, or the pain is so real that they cannot disassociate the pain they feel from the narrative that the comedian is sharing to create the comedy scenario. So that's why comedians ignore the trolls. Authors, people who create, and artists, so people who they design something visual to be experienced. In a lot of cases, yeah, there will be the negative reaction. There will be the, I don't like using my symbols of religion in this way. I don't like depictions of harm towards a certain group depicted in this way. And at the same time, that's what the artist was trying to do. They were trying to just put on display this thing of ugliness, this thing of hate, of pain, because they realize, my artistic mind sees and recognizes this as an issue, as a problem, or as something that's part of society, or as something that affects people. I am going to put on display to an audience this thing. They're going to look upon this thing, and they're going to have that. They're going to have this reaction, and it could be cathartic. It could be this breaks them down. This allows this person to sort of experience or to express or to point at this thing and say, "Do you see how horrible this thing is? That is what I'm feeling. This is the expression of what I feel." This artist was able to portray that. Now you can understand what I experience, or what I witness, or what I feel. That's the purpose of the First Amendment. That's the purpose of expression of art. I hope that makes sense. I hope I'm expressing myself in a correct manner. Because nobody can tell you what to be outraged at. Nobody can tell you what to laugh at. Nobody can tell you what to cry at. You can't dictate people's emotions. Emotions are personal. Emotions are your experience. So as a result, culture is experience, cultural experience. Like why one culture feels one thing's offensive and another culture does not. So, I'm hoping that makes sense of trolls and what's going on with them. Ignore the trolls. So, but then you get to a point of like, all right, so is this too much? Is this doing something or it's not? And that is the fun. There are those areas. There are things that can't be done, like, well, that's crossing a line, or that should not be allowed. Public debate can occur for that. So then where is it trolling? Where is it public debate? Where is it, a public campaign to denounce? So then, public campaigns to say, hey, don't support this. Don't allow this. Don't encourage this. Yes, allow that. If someone... Okay, so then I feel that get to the point of an individual like Alex Jones, who information, podcasting, whatever he's doing, it's hurting. It's hurting people. It's not. It should not be covered under the First Amendment, in my opinion, because, well, all right. Anyways, I should take that back. People should be allowed to campaign against Alex Jones, Rush Limbaugh, to say, no, do not financially support this individual because what they're doing is hurting. They are causing harm. Allow them the First Amendment to express themselves, to express how foolish, stupid they are, and allow people the First Amendment to say, don't support them. I feel this person should not be supported in any way. And thus the advertisers can, drop. So, allow that to happen. And if you are going to have moral outrage to the campaign, well, are you trying to sell advertising? Are you trying to draw an audience? Or are you trying to stir up an audience for a particular thing? So, yeah, it's so complicated, and I apologize for if I'm not exactly being too clear, but I'm hoping some of my ideas and concepts are coming through. That ignore trolls, ignore the haters. They're going to be everywhere. What's important is, what are you doing with what you are doing? Do you have a message? Do you have an audience? Do advertisers, do sponsors recognize what you're doing, and do they want to support you in that? So I'm hoping, yeah, that makes sense.